I am pleased to introduce our student speaker, Allegra Woodward Smith, was selected by the Senior Class Council to represent the class of 2013. Allegra? Yay.
Oh, wow. Hello. My name is Allegra. I stand before you today, almost a graduate of Michigan State University, and the green sheep of my family. For a while, my dad wanted me to be an engineer. He, despite my constant teasing, remains one of my greatest role models, much like the rest of my family who are here today. I come from a family of scientists and nurses and, yes, engineers, but I had something different in mind, and I would not let anything stand in my way. As Spartans, we are steadfast and determined. We know what we want. I wanted to write, even though those around me expected different things from me, and even though I lost my second grade spelling bee because I could not spell the word English, I was going to be the first writer in my family. Coincidentally, I'm also the first Spartan in my family, the green sheep. I'm also a storyteller, if you haven't picked up on that already. My time here at Michigan State has only served to propagate this passion as I've studied with great mentors who have instilled in me a deep love for the power of language. In fact, you could probably call me an engineer of words. Take that, Dad. So let me tell you a story. I remember when my family begrudgingly moved me into my dorm room at Michigan State. It was August 29th, 2009, the same day that many of you moved into campus for the first time, perhaps earlier or later for some others. I was moving into Gilchrist Hall, into a dorm room roughly the size of a Mini Cooper, with 2 full truckloads of worldly possessions, and I was excited, but also totally terrified. Have any of you gotten that feeling when it seems like you're perched precariously on the cliff of adulthood? Who am I kidding? I bet half of you feel like that right now. Such is the life of a recent college grad, but we are Spartans. We carry on. I was about to say goodbye, and my dad walked into the room one last time. He looked around thoughtfully. He put his hands on my shoulders, and he said, "Well, Allegra, I hope that college cures you of your weirdness." And then he patted me on the back and left. It is now nearly 4 years later, and I can stand in front of you with assurance and conviction and proclaim the following: I am still weird, I am still a writer, and I am still a Spartan. College has left an indelible impact on me, but I remain the same. Allow me to explain. In 1968, Simon and Garfunkel wrote a song called The Boxer. Are there any Simon and Garfunkel fans here? I want to know who to sing karaoke with at Crunchies. Good. The song itself is catchy and moving and all other things that a good folk ballad should be, but my favorite part of it is its hidden verse. It goes like this. And the years are rolling by me, they are rocking evenly. I am older than I once was, but younger than I'll be, that's not unusual. It isn't strange that after changes upon changes, we are more or less the same. After changes, we are more or less the same. After changes, we are more or less the same. I like this verse because it's a classic paradox. How can we be changed but more or less the same? College is a transformative time. We have completed hundreds of credits of coursework that have changed our thinking. We've broadened our perspectives and challenged our views not just of what is right, but what is possible. During my junior year, I was strong-armed by one of my friends into taking a class on religion and gender, two divergent disciplines that I wouldn't have considered pairing together, and the class ultimately changed the course of my academic and professional career. The class changed me into a citizen scholar researching rhetoric, the role that words play in our lives. I had no idea that people could do that. The late Steve Jobs of Apple said that creativity is just connecting things. When you ask creative people how they did something, they feel a little guilty because they just saw something. That's because they were able to connect experiences they've had and to synthesize new things. As Spartans, we see those connections. We are engineers of words and of images and of ideas. I had no idea that you could create an education out of two different fields like this, much less a career. But the creative thinkers of Michigan State University taught me that this is possible. They sat me down and they asked me, "What are your hopes and dreams?" And then they gave me the tools that I needed to realize them. I know individuals who have entered MSU seeking a degree in politics and have gone on to study ministry and divinity at Yale, who have started as pre-nursing majors and graduated with degrees in theater, starting their own production company, who have begun as engineers and ended up as editors, or studied literature and continued on to medical school. As millennials, we'll continue to adapt even as we enter the workforce. How many of you have changed your major? Once? Twice? 3 or more times? We have changed, and we will continue to change. What has not changed, and what will never change, are the intellectual curiosity and integrity that brought you here. We were selected to be Spartans because of our leadership and achievement. We are analytical thinkers. We are natural problem solvers. We pursue our passions. All of these qualities remain the same. The changes that these years of undergraduate education have shifted our knowledge, attitudes, and skills. Those qualities that brought us here have been refined and strengthened and molded into something powerful and impactful. We are now engaged with our intellectual curiosity. Many of us have participated in service learning or study abroad. Students who sit among you have tutored at local schools, edited literary magazines to showcase the work of emerging writers, organized the largest gay and lesbian college conference in the country, and started businesses and international nonprofit organizations. We have traveled to all corners of the earth, living the global Spartan motto. We've developed health policy in Malawi, created advertising campaigns in China, observed penguins in Antarctica, and studied sustainable development in Costa Rica. We are now all global citizens. We are intercultural communicators. We are committed to social justice, comforting the afflicted and afflicting the comfortable. All of this is what makes us Spartans. We are changed, but we are more or less the same. Friends, just as college has changed you and I, so will the world change us, inexorably. As we prepare to leave this place for the workforce, graduate or professional school, volunteering, or time off, we are ever aware of the life changes that we are about to undergo. It can seem nerve-wracking, but know this: after changes upon changes, we are more or less the same. You will always remain a Spartan in here and in here. And there is only one appropriate way for me to end this speech, and that is to say, go green.
Thank you, Allegra. Great job.